Hey guys, Ian here with Muff Squad, coming at you with round 4 of our MAIC 2017 tournament. Here we got Javi Marrero on the left playing Metagross and Guilly Mendoza on the right playing Rayquaza. This is our last round of Swiss, so after this video we will be posting the top 4 video in our finals. So Guilly opts to go first. And right on cue, as MegaRay always wants to see, is a Hoopa Scoundrel Ring. Turn 1, that allows you to search your deck to find 3 EX Pokemon and put it to your hand. It has great synergy with MegaRay because you can just find your pieces and your dudes, and you could also find those Shamans just to keep digging and draw cards and just find your combo pieces like Spirit Link, Skyfield and DCE and Mega Turbo just to power up the Mega Rayquaza so you can start Emerald breaking for lots of damage. So Guilly's just gonna take his time and find 3 EX Pokemon. I would imagine he grabs other Rayquazas, maybe some Mega Rayquazas if he doesn't have them in his hand already, and some Shamans possibly to draw some cards. So I do see him pulling the Rays to the front and a Shaman there, so he will be grabbing 2 Rayquazas and a Shaman to further his setup. So I'm not sure exactly who's favoring this matchup. This is an interesting matchup. Emerald Break with a Skyfield and 8 bench Pokemon can only do 240 damage. Metagross has 250 HP, so maxed out Emerald Break would only do, it would be 10 short of a knockout. But this Rayquaza list does play a Professor Kukui, allowing it to hit for 260. But I would imagine it's going to be kind of hard to pull off with a full bench. You can't just lay, like, you have to set it up and kind of anticipate the knockout and set up for it to hit the 260. It's not just easier said than done. So that might swing things. Whereas Metagross, if it's set up, he can just take cheap knockouts on those setup Pokemon that Rayquaza has, like the Shamans, the Lele's, and the Hoopas. So Metagross would just essentially just need to find Lysanders and just kill the cheap 2 prizers on Guilly's bench. So that seems a little more feasible than finding the combo pieces that MegaRay would need to find. So again, not really sure how this matchup plays out, but this is why we're showcasing it, to show you how it plays out. So Guilly does play the Oricorio onto his bench that allows you to find 2 basic energies from your deck to your hand. So he does grab the 2 metal. Guilly is playing the metal variant of Mega Rayquaza, which plays the Magirna EX that says if any of your Pokemon have a metal energy on it, you avoid effects of your opponent's attacks. So it's a good card to have, you know. It bypasses Drampa's Righteous Edge, Espeon's Confusion, so it's a really good card to have. So Guilly does Ultra Ball the 2 metal away, which is great. MegaRay always wants to get the basic energies into its discard pile very early. There's a card in the deck that it's called Mega Turbo. So Mega Turbo, what it says is you can attach a basic energy from your discard pile onto a Mega Evolution Pokemon. So you could essentially power up a Mega Rayquaza in 1 turn. You attach a DCE for your attachment for turn. You play a Mega Turbo, you bring back a metal onto it, and he's swinging for Emerald Break for the 3 colorless requirement. So Guilly is just debating to, okay, he's just going to hard evolve without a Spirit Link, and that just ends your turn. You are allowed to evolve turn 1 because of Mega Rayquaza's Ancient Trait ability, but if you don't have a Spirit Link, your turn just ends. So he's just going to hard evolve and end his turn, which is fine because he wasn't going to be able to attack turn 1 anyway. So Javi here on our left attaches a metal, and he's going to go ahead and play it. And it's not Bridget. Metagross always wants to see Bridget turn 1. You just want to get your Beldums and possibly an Alolan Vulpix down, because Beacon is such a good attack. It allows you just to find 2 Pokemon, any Pokemon from your deck to your hand, so you could just find those pieces from MegaRay for Metagross to just evolve, like your Metangs and your Metagrosses. So Javi's definitely going to want to see some Beldums here and possibly a Vulpix off of this end. If not, he could get donked. There is an Ultra Ball, so that's good. he's going to be able to at least grab one more Pokemon and survive a donk. He's going to play the Ultra Ball. He's going to get rid of a Metang and a Field Blower. Okay, it's not too bad. Let's see what he grabs here. I'm interested in to see. He is going to grab the Vulpix, which is, that's actually a really good call because he can Beacon. It's a free attack, and you can just grab your other pieces. I would imagine he grabs possibly a Lele for Bridget or a Metagross. He has a rare candy in hand, so he's just going to grab another Beldum and a Metagross, which is fine. So Guilly, in order to attack here, he does need a DCE and a Mega Turbo, which I do not see in his hand. I don't think he even has a draw. He has a Spirit Link, a Lysander, a Magearna, a Metal Energy. He has a pretty dead hand here. He does have a MegaRay in hand as well. I wonder if he's going to opt to attach the Spirit Link onto the bench Rayquaza. Or actually, if he has a dead hand, I think he just hard evolves and saves the Spirit Link. Because if he can't even attack, there's no point of even attaching the Spirit Link to evolve it. You save it for a future MegaRay. So actually I was on the side there complimenting Guilly on his Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Metal Energies. Those are my favorite energies. So yeah, Guilly always plays with max rarity blinged out deck, so it's always a pleasure playing against him. Javi just showing him what were his beacon targets, which was a Beldum and a Metagross. Guilly doesn't have much options here on the right. I don't even know what he's planning on doing. He is going to attach a Spirit Link. I would imagine he evolves the other Ray, the one without a Spirit Link, to save that. You hard evolve the other Ray. If you're just going to pass, you might as well just take advantage of that. Oh, he doesn't have another MegaRay. I thought I saw a Mega. It's a Tapu Lele Lysander. He does attach a Metal Energy to the active. He's going to pass. So this is good for Javi. He's definitely going to see another Beacon this turn and just furthering his setup here. So he does rare candy into Metagross. One Metagross online. He plays Sycamore, discarding a Max Potion and a Lysander. I don't even know if you needed to Sycamore that turn. Because you saw your opponent didn't do much. You could have saved the Lysander and a Max Potion, and you could have just kept beaconing. So he does get another Beldum, which at least makes the Sycamore a lot worthwhile, because you want to get that Beldum down. And now he's just going to get his Metang and his Metagross is out. And next turn, he may or may not even get another Metagross online, but those would definitely be Metangs. He also does get the one energy onto the Metagross. There is an energy in the discard pile, so if this Vulpix gets knocked out, he promotes that Metagross, attaches for turn, and then he can Geotech systems onto it and attack. So Guilly here, bench locked. I don't see a Skyfield in his hand. He has a Lele he wants to play desperately, but he cannot. So I think now he was just signaling that the Oricorio is kind of fucking him right now, because he can't. It cost him a bench spot, and now he's just dead drawing. He has like a Via Seeker with no supporters in discard. His only supporter is a Lysander. So this is just unfortunate. He's just dead drawing. I wonder if he's gonna choose to keep this Metagross, this Rayquaza active, or bring something else up, because Javi could potentially Giga Hammer next turn. I think Guilly just hasn't even drawn for turn. I think he's just still thinking about what he planned. Okay, he just draw for turn. Oh, I thought his turn had started already. Okay, so I don't know if that top deck was any better than what he had. I think it was he top deck a Floatstone actually, which is completely useless here. Let's see what he ends up doing here. So there's currently 4 cheap 2 prize targets on Guilly's bench that Lysanders could just feast on: the Shaman, 2 Rayquazas, and the Hoopo. he would need a choice band to take out the Rayquazas and Hoopa. So he just retreats and passes, but Javi does have some easy targets here, and he would just need to take 3 knockouts. So killing this Oricorio is kind of useless. It doesn't get you anywhere. You want to just maximize your knockouts, and you don't want to go on uneven prizes. You want to stay on even prizes. So Javi should, I think, just going to go ahead and just beacon again. He sees that he's dead drawing. He's not even going to just play any cards. He's just going to find 2 Metagrosses here and just guarantee the next turn he has 3 Metagrosses online, and that's the beginning of the cycle, the Geotech cycle. If you have 3 Metagrosses on your board and 3 energies in play, whether it's in discard or attached, you have the lock down. You have the pattern. So what it does is Geotech Systems takes a metal or a psychic energy from your discard and attaches it to your active Pokemon. So Giga Hammer requires a metal colorless energy, so you can just have 3 energies on it. He has a 3 retreat cost. You retreat, you use 3 Geotechs to a clean one, and you start attacking. So Guilly just passes here. Javi begins his turn. He does get the 3 Metagross online. There is a metal energy in his discard. He could Geotech. Does he have a Lysander though, is the question. If he could have a Lysander this turn, it'd be really good, because he could kill the Shaman and take the 2 prize instead of killing this single prize Oricorio. So he's going to play an Ultra Ball. He does have a Lele in hand, so maybe he just wants to thin out, and he also probably wants to see if he can find the Lysander in deck. I think he just probably wants to get... It's weird. He actually discarded 3 cards. So I wonder if he's just going to... He actually discarded 3 cards with the Ultra Ball. Maybe that White Claw is getting to him there, but or maybe he's planning on playing the second Ultra Ball. He does Wonder Tag. Does he have Lysander in deck? He's gonna play a Sycamore. Okay, so maybe he also needs. He's looking for possibly a choice band as well. So he does have to discard 1 more card. Well, I guess he's gonna Sycamore anyway, so he's just like, it's all going in there, so it doesn't really matter. He is gonna draw a fresh new hand. He does get the choice band. He does get a VS Seeker for Lysander for the next turn, which is really good. He gets a metal energy and he gets another VS Seeker. Wow. Okay, so he may have back-to-back Lysanders here, and he has a choice band. So I think you don't even take this knockout in this Oricorio. It's not even worth it. He does attach a metal, and he's just gonna beacon. This is smart play, very smart play. It's not worth. It's, you know, you don't need to get greedy and just take a single prize. You throw off the prize trade. You just want to go efficiently, take 3 knockouts on 2 prizers, and just end the game in 3 knockouts. So he does use beacon for a Lele and something else, maybe a Mewtwo, just to thin out, leaving his deck with just cards that he needs to see in order to further his prizes. So he's just going to pass. Guilly's completely dead drawing. Javi does top deck Lysander, which is huge. He is going to take 2 prizes this turn. I think you just opt to kill the Shaman this turn. Oh no, actually you kill a Rayquaza with the choice band. You have choice band. I think you definitely take out the Rayquaza. You attach a choice band to the one with the 2 energies on it. Lysander, he does bring up the Rayquaza. He has a Geotech available. There is a metal in the discard. He manually retreats it. He pays a retreat cost. He's going to use another Geotech to bring that same metal back onto the active, attach a choice band, and Giga Hammer hits for 180 damage, taking the knockout and taking 2 prizes, putting Javi at 4 prizes. Giving the finger to all the fans, and he goes ahead in prizes. But now that kind of bails Guilly out of this dead drawing. Now he does have a Lele in hand. He is going to be able to Wonder Tag for possibly a draw supporter. I would imagine he plays an N, but Javi has to probably prefer an N over a Kukui. So if he's playing N, that means he's not playing Professor Kukui, which means that it's literally impossible for Guilly to kill this Metagross this turn. So this Metagross will live to see another day. We'll see how he plans on. He's going to play the Rescue Stretcher, put the one Rayquaza back into deck, play the Wonder Tag, Lele onto his bench. He's going to grab a draw supporter here. I would imagine he plays an N just to end Javi down to 4 cards. Probably hoping he just doesn't have access to Lysander or a Via Seeker. He does grab an N. He is going to play it. They're both going to shuffle up. Guilly draws 6. Javi draws 4. Again, he probably just wants to minimize Javi's odds in drawing a Lysander or a Via Seeker, because Guilly knows he has some easy 2 prizers on his bench that Guilly could just feast on. So they are going to shuffle up here, and Guilly's still looking for a double colorless energy. He cannot even attack currently of how his board is played out. He also would probably like to see a Skyfield as well, just to start ramping up his damage output as well. So let's see what Guilly can grab here. Can he get a DCE off this? Javi draws 4. I see a Kukui, I see a Bridget, and a Via Seeker. Last card. So Javi does have a 2 prize knockout on his turn as well. Going into his next turn, he can kill the Shaman. So Guilly does find a DCE. He does have some options in his hand for his following turn, but he's only going to hit this Metagross for 150 damage. That Metagross still currently has 100 HP remaining. This thing is a tank. So, like I mentioned before, Metagross plays Max Potions. So, if you can't one-shot the Metagross, it's like almost as if it's a wasted turn, because they're just gonna retreat and Max Potion it. So, these things are just really hard to deal with. But I wonder, does Javi have a Max Potion in hand? I don't think so. He didn't draw one off yet. I'm not sure what his top deck was, but I do know he is probably going to plan on taking 2 prizes this turn. He will take an easy knockout on that Shaman to go down to 2 prizes. And, he will protect the Metagross with the Choice Band, and that'll just guarantee the knockout on a Hoopa or Lele for his last 2. So right on cue, he is going to Via Seeker Lysander the Shaman. He's going to just move the energies, because he would just have to pay the retreat cost, which is 3, and then he could use 3 Geotechs to bring him to the active Pokemon. Just doing a little shortcut, saving time. He's going to Giga Hammer and take 2 prizes, and he's going to go down to his final 2 prizes. Off the prizes he grabs Rescue Stretcher and something else. Guilly promotes the MegaRay, and Guilly could either Lysander and kill the Metagross this turn, or does he have access? I don't even think he has access to Lysander currently. He does have an N in hand. He has a Shaman for some dig. It's interesting. He's just going to go ahead and play N. He's going to, again, minimize Javi's odds for Lysander. And Guilly will see 6 cards, and Javi will see 2. But, again, for Javi, he's almost probably happier seeing an N than a Kukui. That means that this Metagross will not be knocked out this turn. There's no way Guilly's going to take 2 prizes this turn. So Javi's in great shape. He just literally needs 1 card just to win the game, and Guilly needs a lot. It's going to be hard at this point, at this late in the game, to deal with these. He does get a Skyfield down, but it's going to be hard to deal with these Metagrosses now. He's far this done. So he does bench a Tapu Koko promo card. Wants to start getting some pieces down. I believe Javi still has access to 1 more Field Blower, so he could bounce the Skyfield. He Shamans for more cards. He sets up. He currently has a bench of 6, which is doing 180 damage. He has 2 more bench spots. Skyfield says that you're allowed to have 8 bench Pokemon instead of 5. Guilly just taking a look at his discard pile. Maybe he drew into a Mega Turbo that he's eyeing up so he could start powering up the Mega Rayquaza on his bench. He needs to find a secondary attacker. Now, Metagross can't kill the Mega Rays. It can't one-shot him, so Guilly could live to see another turn. I think, is Guilly planning on attacking? I think he's asking Javi, do you have it? So Javi does have an Ultra Ball. I think he's just going to see if he has a Lele Lysander, which I don't believe he has access to, because I think there was a Lele in the discard pile, and oh no, both Lysanders I believe are in the discard. So I think this is just a friendly match. I think he just asked him, do you have it? He does have the Lele, but I believe both Lysanders are in discard. So he'd have to just play a Sycamore. I think... Wait, did Guilly just pass? Did he not hit the... Oh, he did. Okay, so he says he's going to hit him for 180. It should be 180, but I think it's irrelevant because if he hits some max potions here, Javi's just going to clear this damage out of the way. I wonder, I saw Javi drew into a bunch of energies, but I'm not even sure. Javi could also Tapu Cure. I did see he drew into the psychic energy, and he could just Tapu Cure and heal both of those Metagrosses and just kind of just seal the deal. So he's just gonna... I don't know if this is necessarily a good play, just because you want to preserve that choice band. So like doing the 180 to this MegaRay is kind of irrelevant. If anything, I think Tapu Cure was the better play this turn. Just protect your three Metagrosses, because now, I mean, he does have two energies on the Metagross on the bench, so one Geotech away and just a VS Seeker from winning the game. Actually, just a VS Seeker. So Guilly could actually take the knockout here if he could somehow power up the Rayquaza on the bench with a clean one and play N. So he does play N. Okay, so he's gonna end Guilly Javi to 2. Javi just needs to not get VS Seeker now. I think Javi has access to 2 or 3 more VS Seeker, and Guilly wants to see a DCE Mega Turbo. If he could take the knockout with a clean MegaRay, that'll put him actually in a better position than he is now. Then it'll just be on Javi's just to top deck a VS Seeker. Let's see what Javi gets off these 2 cards. Can't see him. He's hiding them from the camera. He's keeping it a secret. What did Guilly get? A DCE Mega Turbo, or even some Shamans just to dig to get those pieces. I think he is really looking. He does have the Mega Turbo. He is going to play a Hoopa here. Maybe just find one Shaman just for a setup to see some further cards. I definitely think you play the Mega Turbo before you thin out as many cards so you maximize your setup odds off of the Shaman setup ability. So I would imagine he grabs a Shaman. You don't want to grab other pieces just because you don't want to put more cards in your hand. He grabs a single Shaman. He's going to Mega Turbo onto the clean Rayquaza. He's definitely probably digging for a DCE here. Okay, so Javi did get a max potion, which that Metagross on the bench will be healed the next turn. But if he could somehow dodge these knockouts, and Guilly could just Lysander up the 2 Lele's now, giving him 2 easy 2 pressures as well. This could be anyone's ball game. So Guilly plays the Mega Turbo. He needs to hit DCE off of this Shaman here. I'm not sure how many cards he's going to draw. I think he draws about 2 or 3. 1, 2. Does he get the DCE? No, I think he would have, because he would have just slammed it down if he got it. This might just go to Javi here, because Guilly's only line of play now is just to retreat into maybe a single prizer and just buy a turn and just put it in Javi's court and see if he has a I think Guilly's just gonna wrap it up. Yeah, Guilly's just gonna concede. There was a DCE in his prizes, so there means there was 3 available in the deck. So Javi's gonna go up a game here. Again, it's easier for Metagross to take double prize knockouts than MegaRay in this match. Dealing with the Metagrosses as a MegaRay player is very annoying. You need to see specific cards in hand, and you can't really dig by playing a draw supporter because your supporter for turn would ideally have to be Professor Kukui. So it's tough to set up the combo when your supporter has to be a Kukui, meaning you can't really see many cards using Kukui as a supporter. So it's tough. But let's see if Guilly could strategize a little better the next game in game 2. I would imagine he's going to opt to go first. And let's see how he sets up his board here. But yeah, this is our last round of Swiss. As I mentioned before, I tried to showcase, we had 10 players, I tried to showcase as many different decks as we could. I believe the only deck that I didn't get to feature, even with the Swiss and the Top Cut rounds, was the Decidueye Ninetales deck. That it was Igor Costa's top 4 list. So hope you guys enjoy. We will be doing a 2010 tournament in late July. I will be recording that as well and uploading those videos. So here Guilly sets up. I believe Javi did get a mulligan, so Guilly will be seeing an extra card for the mulligan in his hand. Not sure who he's starting here. Let's see, does he get to grab a basic? No basic, so 2 mulligans. Guilly's going to start off with 2 extra cards so far. And Guilly's going to want to just set up. I think he's also going to want to limit his bench. He bench locked himself turn 1 in game 1. He dead drew for about 3 turns. So he's just going to probably keep in mind, like, I need to save a bench spot just in case I need to get bailed out of a dead hand. So he doesn't want to overcommit to his bench. In hindsight, looking back, that Oricorio play, grabbing the 2 energies, as you saw Guilly, you mentioned, he kind of pointed at it and made it clear in game 1 as well that it really didn't benefit him by benching that turn 1. It could have waited a turn. Does Javi get a basic? He does. He has a Beldum, and Guilly's going to grab his 2 mulligans and then draw 1 for turn as well. So Guilly does start the Instructor Rangaroo, which is kind of annoying unless you have a Floatstone. Getting it out of the active could be a problem sometimes. The list play 1 to 2 Floatstones, so it could be annoying, but you could also just wall behind it and set up. Well, Guilly does play an Ultra Ball for the 2 metals. I mean, almost every game I've seen him play, he's able to Ultra Ball turn 1 and discard the metal energies, which is huge for MegaRay. And like I mentioned before, for the Mega Turbo target, so he's going to probably get a Hoopa here if he doesn't have a Hoopa in hand. And so it's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You're playing Ultra Ball to get a Hoopa to set up all your guys, to get your EXs out, and also getting the metals in the discard. So this is just a great start. He does grab the Scoundrel Ring Hoopa. He's going to find 3 EXs. I would imagine he finds the Rayquaza pieces and a Shaman to find some more cards. I do believe him to leave 1 bench spot open, just as he learned in game 1. It's not really going to cost him. It doesn't benefit him by benching the 5th Pokemon here. He cannot attack turn 1, so you don't really have to max out your bench right away. And you have to also just see how Javi's able to answer and respond and set up his board. So he grabs the 2 Rays and a Shaman. He's going to bench both Rays. He can definitely Shaman set up. He does add a Spirit Link, I believe, or 2 Spirit Links. A Skyfield. Okay, so he's going to see a nice amount of cards off this Shaman. He attaches a Metal Energy. So he started all 3 Metal Energies in his hand. I believe the deck only plays 3 to 4 Metal Energies, and he started all of them in his opening hand. That's insane. So he does get the Metal Energy onto the Rayquaza with the Spirit Link. He's going to play N. So this is actually a great turn for Guilly. He's seen a lot of cards. He's setting up his pieces. He was able to get a turn 1 attachment as well onto the Ray. It's not a DCE, but it's a metal. So if he finds the DCE the next turn and a way to retreat, he could start Emerald Breaking. So they're both going to shuffle up and draw 6. Javi's definitely going to want to see a Bridget or a Lele or Ultra Ball off of this end. Metagross wants to turn 1 Bridget unless there's not much of a follow-up. So Javi gets Beldum, which isn't bad, Sycamore, Via Seeker, Mewtwo, Teammates, and Ranger. Okay, so Javi can bench the Beldum and play Sycamore, and then he would just need to draw into an Alolan Vulpix or Ultra Ball and a Metal Energy, so he could start the Beacon Chain. I'm not sure what Guilly grabbed off the end. If it was anything of value, it wouldn't hurt to find a MegaRay this turn to at least just evolve. He plays the McGearness, so okay, he's not necessarily bench locking himself now since he has a Skyfield out, so that's safe. But you know, it is a field blower unless he has a follow-up Skyfield in hand as well. So I don't think there's much Guilly can do in the remaining of this turn. I would imagine he just passes, so Javi's going to draw for turn. He does get the Ultra Ball. I think you Ultra Ball for a Alolan Vulpix, bench the Beldum, and play Sycamore. He benches the Beldum. You definitely play this Ultra Ball. Get rid of Teammates and Ranger probably. Doesn't matter because his hand's going to be... Or actually... you don't grab Vulpix, you Bridget. If Bridget's in deck, you just lay for Bridget. No, that's a bad play because you just save. Yeah, I think he figured it out. He definitely Bridgets. So I think he's just looking to see if the Bridget is in deck or not. I believe the list plays 2 Bridget. So you Wonder Tag for. Wait, he has to find the Bridget though. Yeah, the Bridgets, both of them were actually right on top of each other. So, yeah. Ultra Ball for Beldum, Vulpix. He has the follow-up supporter. He has the Sycamore in hand. So this is a great... The only thing that is unfortunate is that he's not going to be able to retreat into the Vulpix to start the Beacon play. So... That is going to cost him a turn as far as his setup goes, but he does have a follow-up supporter, but can't be too mad about that. So he just passes. He gets all 4 Beldum in play. There is a possibility that one of these Beldums do get knocked out this turn if he's able to find a DC and a MegaRay. Javi does play a Rescue Stretcher, so Guilly plays an Ultra Ball, gets rid of a Skyfield and a Special Charge, I believe. So Guilly did have the follow-up Skyfield in case that Skyfield was going to get bounced on Javi's turn. So he wasn't going to get bench locked. He is preparing himself for the bench lock. He does grab a Hoopa. He's going to grab some MegaRays here, better believe, and possibly, most likely, a Shaman to see some more cards. I think he's still digging for that DCE. So I would imagine he grabs 2 MegaRays and a Shaman because I think he has 2 Spirit Links on both Rays. So he could just evolve those up into MegaRay now while he has the chance to just... And it also helps you get him out of the deck, thin out. He grabs 2 MegaRays. He probably has a Shaman in hand already. It looks like he has a 2-card hand, so he's probably going to be able to set up for 5 or 6 if he's able to play that other card in hand. So this is going to be a good turn, and he hasn't even supported yet. So Guilly's turn is far from being over. MegaRay had this tendencies to have these drawn out long turns. You have so many draw options. You have so many options to just see cards and do all these crazy plays. So he's gonna Mega Evolve both of them. His turn doesn't end because he has Spirit Links on them. He has one card in hand besides the Shaman possibly. I wonder if it's a playable card. I'm not sure what it is. It's a Mega Turbo. Okay, that's not bad. You power up one of the Rays, and he's gonna set up for a clean 6. Actually, he's debating if he instructs, but no, I think you just see 6 here. That's safe. You just want to see your cards without playing. See the most cards you can see without playing any cards. He hasn't even supported yet 4 turn. Does he get the DCE? I don't see a DCE in hand. That's unfortunate. I do see a Kukui. He may want to hold on to that though, just to anticipate when a Metagross is out. He can one-shot it. I wonder if he actually ever one-shots it in this set. It'd be interesting to watch. I'd love to see him. Okay, he plays the Sycamore. He's gonna discard the Kukui, so that Kukui is gonna need to be brought back with the Via Seeker. So I'm not sure how many Via Seeker he's down already, but he does find the DC, which is huge. But he's just gonna take 1 prize here. I'm not even sure if you take this knockout here. I mean, it's not worth to take 1 prize and leave this MegaRay active. Oh, he doesn't take the knockout. Oh, he does take the knockout. Okay. So he's going to go down to 5 prizes. And you think you promote the Vulpix. You Sycamore, you dump that hand. You want to find some pieces. Can he find a Metagross? Okay, so he has a Rare Candy Metagross for 1 of the pieces. I wonder if Guilly has access to Lysander. Guilly could kill a Lele to go to 3, or kill the other Beldum to kill a Beldum to go to 4 prizes. A Lysander Beldum play wouldn't be that bad. It'd actually be pretty good. So he attaches to the Vulpix. I don't know why you attach to the Vulpix. I think worst case scenario, you just attach to the Metagross. And he's gonna Beacon. I hope Javi didn't think that he actually needed the energy to Beacon. Yeah, he knew that from game 1 because he Beaconed for free. So maybe he just wants to have it as insurance, or in case this Vulpix dies, the metal energy does go into the discard pile as well. So I would imagine Javi grabbed some Matangs here. He does grab the 2 Matang. Worst case scenario, Guilly Lysander's one of the Beldums. He is guaranteed a Matang on the following turn. He would need to play a Rescue Stretcher. I believe he would be down 2 Beldums if it gets KO'd on Guilly's turn. So Guilly, does he have access to Lysander? There is no more bench spots. He can't Wonder Tag for it. So it either had to be in his hand or in the discard. And he'd have to have a Via Seeker. So does Guilly have that option to him now? I'm curious. Guilly could have actually started to use Tapu Koko's Flying Flip. A Flying Flip would have been massive because it brings the Metagrosses to 230 and into one-shot range. So I think actually you might not even need the Kukui play just because of the Coco promo. So Guilly's going to play a Hex Maniac, which is great because he's not going to have access to Geotech systems on his following hand. That's actually a really good move on Guilly's part. He's going to take this knockout, go to 4, and then kind of lock Javi into place without using Geotechs. So great move here. Guilly just goes to 4 prizes. Javi will promote the Metagross. If he has an energy, he could Algorithm. And Algorithm wouldn't be so bad either because it's a win-win. You either Algorithm and you find 5 cards in your deck that you know can just guarantee you knockouts and setup, and it also kind of forces your opponent to have to end you. So if he's playing end, he's not playing Kukui, which kind of almost guarantees not a knockout. So an algorithm might be the option here. Maybe that's what Javi's eyeing up. He's kind of forcing Guilly to have to play N on his turn, which doesn't really hurt Javi because he will see new cards in his hand anyway, and more importantly, will protect him from a one-hit knockout. But Guilly should have... I'm wondering if Guilly was eyeing up the Coco flip. You should prioritize that. If you could get at least one Coco flip, it just puts an insane amount of pressure onto the Metagross player. They can't deal with every Beldum having 20 damage. It'll also force them to use all their max potions prematurely. So that is a huge play I can see with this Coco being in there. So I think he did attach a Metal Energy, and he is going to be using Algorithm GX. Algorithm allows you to search your deck for any 5 cards and put them into your hand. A great GX attack. So you could, I'm pretty sure he probably grabbed some Metagross pieces, maybe some energy and an Ultra Ball, maybe to discard some energies. And he's just going to take those cards and he's going to put it in his hand. Now Guilly's definitely not going to want to let Javi keep these cards in his hand. There is a max potion as well, so Javi's anticipating to taking some damage this turn. So Guilly does want to play N here, or if he has access to Kukui, it's a one-shot. If he has a VS Seeker in hand, this thing is dead. This Metagross, can we see it? Can we see the Oko on a 250 HP Metagross? Does he have VS Seeker? He does have the VS Seeker. He's going to see the Kukui knockout. This is huge. I'm wondering as to why he's shuffling his deck. He didn't do a deck search. That's interesting. I don't know why he's shuffling his deck here. He just drew for turn and didn't play any cards that interacted with his deck. So he plays a VS Seeker, gonna grab... Wait, does he not play Kukui? I'm not sure what he VS Seekered for. Oh, was it an N? I don't understand. I don't know why he wouldn't just have Kukui there to take the knockout. It was a perfect opportunity for that. I'm just a bit confused. I'm not even sure what supporter he played for turn. He just played VS Seeker, and maybe he just played... this doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. The Kukui is in the discard. He does just hit for 240. Javi just putting one counter, just signifying that there's only 10 HP remaining on this Metagross. Javi has the max potion as well, so this is just gonna be a wasted turn here. Javi plays Ultra Ball. I don't know why he discards the Lysander unless he has a VS Seeker in hand. I'm really confused on both of these plays, on both players' plays. He should have got rid of a Metal Energy off of this Ultra Ball and keep the Lysander. Javi could have taken 2 prizes this turn as well. I don't know, maybe they've had too many White Claws. And he doesn't even play the Rescue Stretcher to get the Beldums back. This is just terrible play on Javi's part. I mean, maybe just Javi just sees the writing on the wall that Guilly just has a great board state. But these are just terrible plays, in my opinion. Even not playing that Rescue Stretcher is just kind of bad. Worst case scenario, you just grab a Beldum and put it onto your bench from your discard. But, okay, maybe Javi's eyeing up something else that I don't see. He's going to double Geotech. He doesn't even play the max potion that he had. Yeah, this was definitely a bad turn for Javi here. Might have cost him the game, because now this Metagross is guaranteed knocked out on the following turn. and Guilly will go down to 2 prizes, leaving that Lele on Javi's bench, the last 2 prize target. So he's just gonna hit this MegaRay for 180 damage. I disagreed with both players last turns. I think they both misplayed. Guilly could have taken a knockout on the MegaRay and the Metagross, and Javi could have done a couple things differently. So Guilly does get the Skyfield bounce, but just able to play one back down. Guilly could even take a flying flip knockout here, which would be even it would be massive if he could pull that off right now. So he's gonna play the Oricorio, find energies from the deck. I would go for a flying flip KO here. Or yeah, you could flying flip KO the Metagross and put 20 on the other Metagrosses and just leaving even those Metagrosses an Emerald Break away from a knockout with a full bench. So I think you go for a flying flip KO here. He grabs 1 energy. I believe that's the last energy available to him in the deck. There's 2 on the active. I don't know why Guilly Mega Turboed onto that. Maybe he wants to pay the retreat cost and preserve its energies, which is not bad either. He plays a Sycamore. Can he find a DCE? I wonder if he must have Shamans available to him, so to dig even further. He does have an Instructor Wrangler too, if he could dwindle his hand down to under 3. He's eyeing up the Pokemon in his discard. He possibly has a Rescue Stretcher in hand. Yeah, so he's just grabbing 3 Pokemon. He's probably going to play a Rescue Stretcher. Yep, he does. He's going to shuffle those back into deck. Does he have an Ultra Ball to find a Pokemon? That'd be good because it thins out his hand and he could Shaman set up for a DCE. He may be digging for a DCE this turn. There's 2 DCEs into play, so he has access to 2 more. Whether they're in his prizes or in his deck, we don't know, but I would imagine he at least has 1 available. The odds of him prizing both of them are not bad, so there is a possibility he doesn't even have any in deck. But if he Ultra Balled and took a look at his deck, he could guarantee it. I think he's debating on what to do here. I'm not sure if he has access to search any. He's gonna pay the 1 retreat cost to retreat the MegaRay. He's gonna bring a clean one. Okay, so he probably whiffed the DCE or further drawing. So he's just gonna Emerald Break for 180 and take the knockout. He is debating on playing a card, it looks like. I think he has a Shaman in hand. He has a Lele in hand. Grabs a Hex off the prizes. Does Javi have access to a Lysander is the question, or an N, because an N would just end the game for, I mean, a Lysander does win it for Guilly. He does have the N, so Field Blower could be punishing here. He doesn't even play the Field Blower. If you're going to end him, you bounce this Skyfield to limit his bench to 5. So that, and you even get rid of the Float Stone. It doesn't matter, he has Coco. But yeah, I don't know why he wouldn't have played the Field Blower. Get rid of the Skyfield. Because then Guilly would need Lysander and Skyfield to take his last 2 prizes to kill the Lysander. Yeah, I mean, in Javi's defense, he hasn't played the game in a very long time, so he's a little rusty probably. But it's a long shot. Let's see. He does draw back into the Field Blower. I'm wondering, does he actually play it now? No, he doesn't. That's just, I'm not sure why he wouldn't. But Lysander wins the game. Does Guilly have access to Lysander? He just needs a Lele via Seeker, Ultra Ball. He has a lot of ways to reach for this Lysander. He does have a DCE. He's going to attach the DCE to Coco. Set up. He's going to see a bunch of cards. He just needs a via Seeker. And Tapu Lele, Wonder Tag, Kukui, that does it as well. So, oh, the Kukui wasn't in Guilly's discard pile. So, that was my mistake. So, he couldn't have taken the knockout on the turn. But he does one shot. We're able to see the Kukui knockout here. And that does it for game 2. I think there was a lot that Javi could have did to prevent a loss there. But it's all in the past now. We're going to go to a final game 3. They're both up 1 game. Winner takes all in this final match. I would imagine Javi opts to go first for this final game. And again, he's going to want to see Bridget turn 1. So, sloppy game for game 2. But hey, it's just a friendly game. We're just having fun. That's the main part of this. And no one really gives a shit, you know. Just good. It was good seeing each other. It's been a while since we saw each other. I'm actually showing a picture of my old grammar school teacher that I had a crush on in 6th grade and 8th grade. And I'm saying how she is smoking hot still for an older woman. Miss Rinkoff, wherever you are, I love you and I want to kiss you on the mouth. But yeah. So we're setting up for game 3. We got Javi going first, most likely. He does get the Vulpix start, which is good. Does he have a supporter? He doesn't have a supporter. He has a dead hand. He doesn't even have any playable cards. Yikes. Can we see a donk here? So Guilly looks like he has 2 Pokemon. And let's see if he can set up. He has the Sudowoodo as well, so it's gonna limit Javi's bench to 4. He just attaches a metal and passes. Guilly moving fast. Does he have a donk? He might have the perfect hand. DCE Spirit Link Skyfield. He already has KO. He just needs to find a Mega Ray and somehow get a Metal Energy into the discard and find a Mega Turbo. Mega Ray is very capable of getting all these pieces, like doing this now. He has another Shaman. He's going to see some more cards. He plays a Hoopa. He's going to guarantee the Mega Ray here. Thin out, probably get some more EXs on the board, maybe even another Shaman. Guilly moving very fast. Does he have the pieces? He's opening his hand to seeing he may very well find it. He has the Metal Energy in his hand. Does he play a Sycamore? He doesn't have a Sycamore. He's going to have to play an End for his draw supporter for the turn. He grabs 2 Mega Rays. He's probably going to grab a Shaman just to dig 2 more cards in hand. God, can he find an Ultra Ball off a Shaman? That'd be huge. No, he's going to have to grab a Mega Ray. He has to grab a Mega Ray. So he can't grab the 2 Rayquazas. So he's not even going to grab a Shaman. He's just going to grab 2 Rays and the Mega Ray and hope to maybe grab a... Wow, this will be insane if he could pull this off. He does Mega Evolve. He's allowed to evolve with the Ancient Trait, and he has a Spirit Link, so his turn does not end. He grabs the 2 Rays. He has the Wonder Tag. What supporter will he grab here? Does he grab Skyla? Maybe he Skylas for Ultra Ball. Maybe you grab Skyla for Ultra Ball, and then you can grab Ultra Ball to discard the Metal Energy and something else and then for a Shaman, and then you could see potentially some. Oh my God, he is literally just a Mega Turbo away from winning this game in donking. So, okay, he grabs a Sycamore. He's definitely going to probably want to play Sycamore as a draw support. So now at this point, he just needs to hit a Mega Turbo off of this Professor Sycamore. Draw 7 cards. Can he hit it? He could also draw into some further Shamans. 7, does he have it? I would imagine he slams it down. Does he whiff? Looks like he whiffed. Okay. I wonder if he has any more options into drawing. He hasn't passed his turn yet. He might be out of options. He's out of steam. He was running hot there for a sec. I still maybe think you would have grabbed Skylar. Wait, he has an Ultra Ball. He can, if he has a Shaman, he could find some more cards. I believe he could find maybe, so he has a 4-card hand. He could see 2 more cards unless he has more playable cards in his hand. So he's digging right now. He's going for it. Can't see his deck if he has Mega Turbos available to him. I would imagine he has Mega Turbos in his deck if he's doing the dig, if he's reaching for it. He's going for it. Balls to the wall. No fucks given. He's going for it. It's YOLO. Go hard or go home. I believe he's able to see 2 more cards. He should have a 4-card hand. 4-card hand. He plays a Shaman. He draws 3. Can he hit a Mega Turbo off 3 cards? Unless he has other playable cards in his hands to thin down. He's shuffling up here. He wants to make sure that Mega Turbo pops up off of the Shaman. So he shuffles. Asks to cut. Javi shows his top deck. It's a Bridget. Wow. If he could survive this turn, he kind of solidifies. He shuts up. He gets the Mega Turbo off 2 cards. Insane. Dunk. 240. Turn 1. Insane. Mega Rayquaza things. Absolutely insane. Guilly prized the Mega Turbo. Guilly actually prized both Mega Turbos. I remember this. My hand's blocking the second one. But look, both Mega Turbos were prized. Insane that he was able to hit the 3rd and final Mega Turbo off of a 2-card Shaman setup to donk him. Insane. Complete bullshit, but complete madness. And you gotta love it. Again, shout out to Miss Rinkoff, my 8th grade hot teacher. She's still hot. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, shout us out, support us. You know, do all the good things, man. Comment below. If you guys want to see any matchups in the future, any formats, let us know, man. But our next video is going to be the beginning to our top 4 cut. And stay tuned for that. We got 2 more videos for this tournament. And hope you guys enjoyed. Fuck off.